You're not going to believe this, but a 1911 permission, I can't say that it's never been detected. I haven't heard a high signal all the way through the front yard. But the backyard happened to have a garden, and you guys know how I like bare dirt. So I'm swinging in the garden, and what do I see? Oh, golly. That's awesome. I bet there'll be more. I'm gonna say definitely been detected. I've been here about 45 minutes. That's the first real high tone and old thing that I've seen. It's either a pocket watch cover, a small pocket watch, or a locket of some sort. Definitely not precious metal, and I'll take it. Close. It was a 66 quarter, but not even a modern penny. Very strange. Right, something old. Check it out. That's awesome. Sash buckle or some sort of little dress buckle. That's pretty cool right there. I like that. Alright guys, I am done for today, but there is just a ton of yard. I mean, on the other side of the house, ton of yard back through there, still to be covered. But I gotta be honest with you, I really feel like it's been detected. Most of these finds came not out, well, nothing came out of the front yard. I did about 20 feet away from the house, all the way around the perimeter. I never heard a high tone, anything over 50, and that's a pretty good indicator. It's been detected. What is that? Big old brass piece. I'll clean it up a little bit better and maybe I can figure it out. Awesome base to an arrowhead. Also in the garden, found a point to a blade or an arrowhead. Piece of pottery. A 65 quarter and a 66. And then a big bazinga. I don't know what that is, but there's nothing on it. And what I think is a pocket watch or locket piece. I think the coolest thing was this little sash buckle. That's pretty cool. And then I don't know what that is either. Looks like it was made to slide onto something. I don't know. Maybe you guys do. And a little bit of trash. Alright, we will be back. Well, here's a cool piece of local history. This old barn. I don't know how old the barn is, but definitely not going in there. There's an old plow. Definitely not built to support my bulk. But check that out. That's pretty cool too. All right, what I wanted to show you was this. Look at what the foundation's set up on. See that stone? It's marble. Marble slabs, and that's not an exorbitant use of a good piece of marble. Here's another little slab over here. Our entire courthouse is made out of marble. and to the best of my knowledge, I think it's the only one like it. And the town that I live in is named Marble. There's big marble mines. And so a lot of these local houses, they would go get these cast off chunks of marble and use them for all sorts of things. You can find them lining flower beds and any number of uses, but they were available. But it is definitely some pretty stone, isn't it? Anyway, local history. All right, we are on the board with a 1947, I believe, wheat. The back's pretty crusty. Kind of surprised me. I moved closer to this 1960s house. Had some big trees in the backyard though, so decided to swing around it, and I hit one. Maybe there's a little more. All right, on the other side of the tree, I got a 1940. We'll expand the circle. And the next one is a 1956. There it went. I just got a very interesting casing. I've never seen this before. USC Co. number 18. I have a feeling that's got some age on it. Maybe a 30-30 round. Maybe pre-World War II. I'll do a little studying on it and get back to you. I live for finds like this. It's some of the most mundane objects that have the best stories. USC Co. 18, 1918. That's when this munition was made, and it was made for World War I by the U.S. Cartridge Company. Now here's where the story gets good. The U.S. Cartridge Company was founded by a man named General Benjamin Butler, aka Beast Butler, aka Spoons Butler. If the guy's nicknames weren't bad enough, you should check out the caricatures that appear online. This guy was in newspapers all the time for all the wrong reasons. So what was wrong with General Benjamin Butler? Well, he was a terrible military leader, and Lincoln had trouble with him everywhere that he sent him. At one point, he ends up in New Orleans and earns the nickname Beast Butler when the Union soldiers complained about how they were being treated by the ladies in New Orleans. Seems like the ladies were spitting on them and dumping chamber pots on their heads, so Butler made an order that basically said any Southern woman not treating a Union soldier with proper respect would be treated like a prostitute. Now, that made him real popular real quick. News of that little decision spread all the way to Europe. He also confiscated a Southern lady's silverware and never gave it back. That earned him the moniker Spoons Butler. His last failure and greatest failure occurred when he was ordered to take a Confederate fort located on the water, and he decided that he would pack a boat full of explosives and sail it up to the fort and detonate it and breach the fort and make entry that way. Well, whether the plan would have worked or not, we don't know, but we do know that his boat blew up miles out in the harbor and the Confederates barely noticed. That was the last straw. Lincoln pulled him from the military, said, "Come to Washington right now." Butler promptly disobeyed and found a committee that he could voice his complaints to. His main complaint was that the fort was simply untakeable. Unfortunately for him, as he was actually giving testimony to this committee, a messenger came in with the news that the fort had just been taken. And so ended the career of Benjamin Butler. But he wasn't done. He had ended up founding the U.S. Cartridge Company in 1869. It employed up to 15,000 people at one point in time and made the munition that I found. He also made a run for presidency at one point and lost. Benjamin Butler, love him or hate him, the guy knew how to make money. Oh, wow. I would bet anything this was a pull tab, but I just got like a 60 signal. Real solid and clear. And I thought it was a coin at first. It's nice and heavy. Check this out. Look at that. Flat button with shank. And that's a nice heavy one right there. That's got some weight to it. How cool would it be if there was something on the front? I don't think there is, but... Alright, let me clean this up a little bit. Was not expecting that at all. Well, I can't make it out yet, but it's got a cool back mark on it. I don't believe there's anything on the front. That is a great find. Flat button number 7 for me, and totally not expecting it where I'm at. Very cool. Guys, I think I stumbled up on an old area just in a place I wasn't expecting it. Got something that's kind of bucklish maybe. What have we got there? What is that? That's a weird looking deal. It's got like wire wrapped around this end of it here. Huh. Well, I'll have to study that one up. I mean, I think it's a buckle with old wire. I just don't know how old of a buckle. Very cool. We'll keep going. Well, I've said it before. Anytime you see bare dirt, especially if you got artifacts in the area, just always give it a scan. Laying right there on top was this. And that is a Yadkin point, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, unfinished. Looks like a big stack or something right over in here that they just couldn't get worked off of there, but they did take the time to work that base down. That's pretty cool. I think sometimes I like the unfinished points as much as I like the finished ones. You just wonder what made them quit on it. But I'd say in this case, it's this stuff right in here. Pretty cool thing. Oh, this is awesome. Check this out. It's not a baked potato. All right, so you pick something like this up and you go, is that a round? A very odd round stone. Not a typical shape for even stones in the creek around here. Or is it a tool? Let me show you guys a little trick that has helped me out a couple times with objects like this. Now, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt this is a hammerstone, but when you're picking it up and looking at it and you're just not sure, try this. Take a little bit of water and pour some water over the rock. Now, what you're going to be looking for are pale areas. And you can see there's definitely one right there, and there's one right in this area, right in here. Well, what does that matter? Well, when you're looking at a stone tool, these things were handled. And the person that was swinging this little hammer here, when they picked this stone up, they picked it up the same way. It fit their hand a certain way, okay? So pick that rock up and move it around, and what you're going to find is that a very comfortable position to hold that rock. You're going to find that the pressure points of your hand correspond with those pale areas. So my fingertips and my inside knuckles here, both pressure points on this rock, it's the areas of the rock that are worn very, very smooth. And the reason why they're paler, this rock's covered with microscopic little pits. It gathers dirt. You see some moss growing in there. But the places that the hands put the most pressure on the rock, not as pitted. So dirt doesn't stick in there, stuff isn't growing there, and it really shows up when the rock is wet. Now, how do you know this is a hammerstone? Well, the most pitted area on that stone should be the bottom. Flip the bottom over, look at that color. You can see exactly just an outline of the head of the hammer. and it's just as rough and pitted as it can be. That is just amazing. And it also helps to know that it's a tool when you're finding it right next to artifacts. That was only a couple feet away. Gosh, I love this hobby. Looks like a fire or something burned right in this area, but I got a green coin. Probably gonna be a wheat cent. And it is crusty. Ooh, that thing's crusty. It may have been burned up. Let me scratch on it a minute and see if we can get anything to pop through. I'm thinking a wheat cent though. Well, it is a wheat cent, and believe it or not, I got the 2 digits I needed for an approximate date. There's a 9 and a 3, 1930 something. But I do think that got put through a fire or something. It is in nasty shape. I'll take it though. As I promise, I am detecting, but I just can't help looking for artifacts because they're so plentiful. Right there, I think I've got a big preform. I kind of kicked it up a little bit, but I'm seeing a piece of white quartz right there that I need to check. Maybe one right there that I need to check. But we'll look at this preform first. If that's what it is. It sure looks like it. I'm going to say it is, just because it's thickest in the middle and it's tapered to all edges. So it's crude, but that's what that is. That's a preform. Yeah, you can see some of the flaking scars there. Pretty cool. I'll check those out. They may just be rocks. If they're anything, I'll show you. Still metal detecting and still finding what looks like artifacts. I don't know. I've not touched that one at all, but it sure has a good possibility. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's broke, but no doubt about that one. Remember what I said a few days ago about the wavy lines, the napping platforms? Come on, you focus. See how it zigzags down the length of that stone? That's your platforms. This side's got it too. Really good on this side. Hate that that's broke. That would have been pretty cool full length. Wow. Oh boy, oh boy. I just got a 91 signal. This sounded, I don't know. It jumped a little bit, made me think it was big iron, or I would have filmed the thing. You see it? It doesn't look silver to me, but it looks big. And it just flopped out. If that's a large cent, I'm gonna die right here. Well, 91, that don't make sense. Large cents don't ring up that high. What is this? Is it a $50? A clad half? I think that's what I got. I'll take it. It'll be the second $50 I've ever dug. I don't know why it would ring up 91 though. I've never really tested a clad half. That's what it is. 1972. You know what? I'll take it. That's my second $50 ever. Very cool. Wonder what that rings up just on the surface. Because that's what the silver rang up as too, that I dug a few weeks back or a month ago. Well, there you go. Clad in silver half dollars ring up about the same way. Hot dog. That's a good way to end the hunt.